sharing. I hope that makes an impact.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So let's talk about the last Niyama. And it's Ishvara Pranidhanya. Ishvara Pranidhanya. What happens is that just means to lay the actions, all your actions, at the feet of God. But not before you have done everything in your power. Absolutely everything in your power to make sure that you have exhausted all avenues. Once you have exhausted all avenues, then and only then do you say, okay, God, I surrender it to you. Or if you don't believe in a God, okay, universe, I surrender it now to you. I have done everything I can possibly do. Right? What happens with this is twofold. You have to be very diligent of the fact that, once again, I remind you that these universal laws were created for the well-to-do. Imagine the power if these young men were taught that they are responsible for everything up until the point where they have done everything, and then they can relax and let it go, without attaching what it's supposed to look like at the end, but allowing. And that's the hard part, right? Because what do we do as human beings? We do everything that we possibly can, and then we still put conditions and say, and God, by the way, when you give me that car, I want it to look exactly like this, and I want it to be delivered just like this, and I want it to be, and you put all these conditions on, and you're trying to control the outcome. Where if you just say, here it is, I've done everything in my power, now it's up to you, then you let it go. Right? You let it go. And I give you my story of the time that I wanted a car, and I think I've already told you this before, but it wasn't until I let go of the outcome that I wanted it right then and right now did I get a better opportunity over there. Now that's with material things. That's with material things. Now that's one side of it. The other side of it is this. If you're not ever looking at opportunity, let me give you an example. So let's say you say, dear God, I'm looking for an opportunity for whatever it is. I'm looking for an opportunity to have more money. I want an opportunity. And an opportunity comes your way and you let it go, the universe will stop giving you opportunities. It will stop presenting you opportunities. And you have to be very aware of that. So you've got both sides here. We live in a paradoxical world. We don't live in a world that, you know, it's nebulous. It either is or it isn't. That's it. You're either going to take advantage of an opportunity or you're not. And the more nots you have, the less opportunities you will have as you grow older and move forward and into your life. Right? And that's why at the end of people's lives, like way in their 50s or whatever, you see all these people and they have nothing left in their life. Right? They've stopped dreaming, they've stopped looking for opportunities, and so you have to be very careful with that. Right? So you need to trust and let go. And I remind you again, how many of you guys, when you woke up this morning, had the thought, am I going to live or am I going to die? How many of you guys? No. You woke up and started your day with faith and trust that you were going to live, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yet when it comes to other things in life, we don't have that faith. We don't have that trust. We begin to listen to the critical voice inside our head that I call that critical voice inside our head, Dr. What If. Right? Dr. What If. He'll fix everything, right? What if? What if I don't get this? What if I don't do this? What if it doesn't come out right? What if I did this, and what if? And what if? And what if? And I tell you this. Based on what Ishvari Pranidhanya is that you do everything in your power, and you make sure that you take advantage of every opportunity, and you do it to the best of your ability, and then you let go. And never ever question a what if. Because the more you question your what ifs, the more you're building your present based on your past. And so that's important. Are we building our present and our future based on our past? Sometimes we don't even realize that we've created these beliefs that we don't even know we have. Let me give you an example. There was a little girl. I work with a woman who actually is an EFT practitioner, and I myself hire EFT practitioners so that I can work through my stuff, so that I can help others. And I was working with her, and in one of those times we were working at a park, and her daughter was about maybe, I don't know, about 8 years old. And there was this little boy, and he had this toad, big toad, and he was holding on to it, and you could hear the toad, and the little girl runs over there, and she wants to know what it's all about and everything. And she goes over there, she touches the toad, she comes back, and she's standing there, and she's looking at her mom, and she goes, I touched a toad. And we're just watching her. We knew something was going to break, right? Something was just going to break. I touched the toad. Her eyes were like this big. I touched the toad. And then she just kind of went like this. And then she goes, and it was cold. And then her face went like this. And at that moment, I looked at the gal, and she looked at me, and we turned the little girl around, and sure enough, she threw up. She threw up. Right? We cleaned her up and everything, and she turns around and she says, ooh, touching toads makes you throw up. Do you see that connection? Boom, right there, there was that connection. That's what we call, in positive psychology, that's what we call a neural connection. We create neural connections all the time. And we don't even realize that. So she's going to go through life now thinking this and putting this down below, down in here, and she's always going to have that running through her mind. This is a simplistic example, but we do that all the time. I am an author, I am a coach, I am a professor, I am a businesswoman, and I am a network marketing professional. In the world of network marketing, it's interesting because people will say to me all the time if I present something, oh no, I have tried that, and that doesn't work. And I think, my God, this person's got blinders on. Just because it didn't work one time, they're not living by Ishvari Pranidhanya. Because the truth of the matter is, and we all know that if something didn't work, it didn't work. Why? Because we didn't put all of the effort, do everything in our power, learn about this, present, do whatever it is, do everything that it takes to do it right. And then, if you don't do it right, let me ask you this. Jesus, you're a salesman. Did you wake up one morning and just say, oh, here I am, I'm a great salesperson? No, you had to work at it, didn't you? And you had to learn and things like that, right? Do you guys become a good student just because you woke up one day and you're a good student? No, you have to work at it, right? But yet, we walk around and we say, oh no, that's not gonna work, that's not gonna work. And I could have done that, because I've been involved in network marketing. I sold Avon. I was in college, and the lady said to me, do you want to sell Avon? I said, do I get the product? She goes, sure. And I go, okay, right? It was easy for me. I never sold a bit, right, just to my family. Nobody ever guided me. She didn't tell me what I needed to do. But in the end, when I didn't make money, I knew that I was okay, because I had gotten my products, and I never, ever blamed that woman. Because I didn't step out of my comfort zone to learn the industry. It wasn't her fault. It was my fault, if you will. It was my responsibility to learn all that I could learn and to step out. Now,